Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 7. It's titled Life Reckoning, Real Life Reckoning. And I have a mouth full of metal. I just got my braces on yesterday and I'm having a hard time getting used to them. My mouth is kind of sore, so I may sound different. No, I definitely look different. So please bear with me. Okay, so all the couples are the honeymoon is over and all the couples are moving in together. So let's get started. First couple is Stacia and Nate. Okay, Nate called Stacia selfish because she wants all her stuff all over the bathroom sink and for him to put his stuff in the drawers at the new apartment. Next, we see them laying in bed, and Stacia tells Nate that she likes a clean home. Nate told her that he leaves dishes in the sink, and he doesn't like to do laundry. He said after the gym he does not shower. He goes and lie down. That's disgusting. I don't understand how you're too tired to take a shower, but I do understand too lazy to take a shower. Anyway, it's the next morning and Stacia videotapes the toilet seat to show that it's up. She wanted to show us that Nate left the toilet seat up. Now, men leaving the toilet seat up is annoying, but it's not much of a big deal to me. But didn't he do that? He did that at the apartment. So didn't he do that on the honeymoon? This is the first time he left the toilet seat up. Didn't he do that on the honeymoon? Next, they go to Stasia's house, which is huge and gorgeous. And Nate is in awe. Stacia has a decorative tray on her bed that contains a vase with fake flowers, a bowl with jewelry, a candle with matches, and a candle snuffer and a book, I think. And for some reason, Nate thinks that she put it there to impress him. But Stacia lets him know that it's always been on her bed, and she wants to take that with her and pillows to the new apartment. And of course, Nate agrees because he has to keep Stacia happy. Then he pinky swears that he will put down the toilet seat from now on. I got a pinky swear to put down the toilet seat. Just put down the damn toilet seat, Nate. Then they go to the kitchen and they debate the cost of having a $700 espresso machine that Stacia wants. Nate think it's cheaper to go to a cafe to get coffee instead of buying a $700 espresso machine. I agree with Stacia because other than the cost of the machine, it's the convenience. If you own an espresso machine, you can have a espresso whenever the hell you want it. You can have it morning, noon, or night. You don't have to get dressed and drive to a cafe and order your drink and deal with standing in the line or deal with the drive-through or deal with the employees getting your drink wrong. Your espresso machine is right there for you to use, Anyway, Stacia proved that it's cheaper to get the machine than to go to the cafe to get her coffee every day. In his confessional, Nate calls Stacia a diva because it's cheaper to own your own espresso machine instead of going to a cafe. He calls her a diva. Next, they go to Nate's apartment, and it's nice. And I think Stacia was surprised at how nice his apartment is. And I think that that's not his apartment. I don't think that's his apartment. Anyway, Stacia is going through the apartment, throwing out trash. And I really don't think that's his apartment. There's no clothes in the closet. There's no towels in the bathroom. I don't think that's I think he probably stayed there a couple of nights. Maybe he borrowed somebody else's apartment, or he rented an Airbnb and stayed there a couple of nights. But I don't think that's his. I don't know. I don't think that's his apartment. Anyway, the next scene, Pastor Cal, I call him PC, comes for a visit. And for some reason, Stacia is excited to see him. They sit down to talk, and PC told them that they look good together. And I think PC needs some new binoculars. What do you call those things? Bifocals. Because they don't look good together to me. I think she needs an older man, a more distinguished looking man. Nate looks like some dude off the street. Sorry, but to me, he looks like a dude off the street. And I think Nate is just playing a role. So PC talks to them about the goal of their marriage. I think that's a stupid question. The goal of the marriage is to get along and make the shit work. But Nate basically says that he's basically Nate says, get in where you fit in. He said she has skills and he has skills, and they'll come together to make it work. Stacia says her goals is to be wealthy. PC, with his mismatched colorful socks, asks Stacia if she is okay with Nate's income. She claims she can work with it. Stacia called out PC and Dr. Pepper, though. She called them out. She told PC that I asked for someone who wanted kids. So these aren't my words. These aren't her words, but this is basically what she said. She said she told PC that she asked for someone who wanted kids, but instead they gave him someone who's hesitant about having kids. So PC asked Nate, why is he hesitant about having kids? And Nate said he wants to be making more money before he has kids. And Nate's a liar. Nate don't want no kids. Nate don't want no kids with no Stacia. But Stacia calls Nate out. She told Nate that she can make double what he imagined he can make. So what's next? She says she can double what he wants to make. So money is not an issue. So PC asked Nate if he is ready to be a dad. And Nate said, I like kids. He didn't say yes and he didn't say no. All he said was, I like kids. I did not hear a yes. PC hit the nail on the head. He told Nate that he was not thinking like a married person. And we already see how when Nate said to Stacia that he can't switch from being single to married easily. So yeah, he's still thinking like a single person. So we're just gonna have to sit around and wait for Nate to switch from being single to being married. Then PC asked about intimacy. Stacia said they are intimate, but they haven't had sex yet. PC asked why haven't they had sex? And Stacia said she wants to wait until she's in love with him. But I say if that's the case, then don't have any intimacy with him at all. I mean, if you're going to have intimacy, you might as well have sex, right? PC asked her how will she know when she is in love. And Stacia said when he quit doing the stupid things that he does. That bothers her. That's what she said. So PC found out that Nate is not being transparent with Stacia. PC asked him why is he not being transparent with her. And Nate told him that it takes time. And I agree with Nate. When you first meet somebody, you don't just go all in and tell them everything about yourself. It takes time for you to open up to people. Well, it takes time for me to open up to people. Let me see this thing. I think I want to make this darker. Let me see if I can make this darker. Is that better? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it will take me time to open up to people. So PC told him to force himself to open up to her. Because he's holding the key to sex and love. How come this man calls himself a pastor? He never mentions God. He never mentions Jesus. He never mentions the Bible. He never mentions the Lord Jesus Christ. He never mentions Adam or Eve. He never mentions Noah or the ark. I was about to say the ark or the ark. He never mentioned Moses, the Red Sea. He doesn't say prayers. He never says amen. He doesn't wear a collar or a robe, but he calls himself a pastor. All this pastor do is wear suits with multicolored socks and talk about sex. Anyway, after PC leaves, Nate told Stacia that he did not know that she had a problem with him not opening up to her. So he starts talking about his mother, and he told her that he has no feelings towards his mother because he doesn't know her. And he told her that he has nothing to open up to her about. And for now, well, that's for this episode. That's the end of Nate and Stacia. Next up, it's Morgan and Ben. Morgan and Ben are in their apartment. They are sitting on the couch talking, and Ben is congratulating himself on only leaving the toilet seat up one time during the honeymoon. But Morgan told him, not only did you leave the toilet seat up, but you didn't flush. He said, well, I only did number 1. I didn't do number 2. I only did number 1. And I bet if he didn't flush and he didn't put the toilet seat down, it means he didn't wash his hands. I bet you he didn't wash his hands. Morgan told him that she is going to leave her pee in the toilet and see how he liked that. That's a tit for tat thing, and that's me. I'm a tit for tat person too sometimes. Ben told her to only do laundry before 4 p.m. because he wants to save $2. He said between 4 to 9 are the peak hours, and that's when they get charged the most. Morgan agrees to do her laundry before 4 p.m. I would do that too, because usually that's what I do. Most of the time I do my laundry early in the morning. But then he tells her to no lights before 6 p.m. She can't turn on the lights before 6 p.m. And she agrees to that. But I don't think they pay the bill in that apartment. I think all they have to pay for is their food. I don't think they pay the bills. So she went to take a shower, and he turned off the lights. But Morgan refused to take a shower without the lights. Next, Ben goes to Morgan's apartment. He looks around. She has a pig figurine on the wall, collections of pineapples, ceramic pineapples. She has an espresso machine, and Ben is not feeling the espresso machine. He says it looks like it uses a lot of electricity. He is checking out the watts on the espresso machine. Then he checks the cord. The cord is really thick, but he told her she can keep it. He'll probably make sure he unplug it after 4 p.m. He'll make sure he unplugged that machine. Next, we see her massaging him with her massaging tool, and he loves it. Then he asks her about the cat, which was hiding. He commented that he couldn't smell the litter box, and he is concerned that her cat will pee on his things. Then the cat makes an appearance, and Ben strokes the cat on the head. Then he sticks his finger in the cat's ear. Why would he stick his finger in the cat's ear? Next, PC visits. Pastor Cal. PC visits, and they talk about Ben telling Justin that Morgan wasn't a nurse, and how he backstabbed her. PC told Morgan that it takes time to switch from single life to married life. Just the exact same thing that Nate said. That's some ridiculous crap. You married at first sight. I can't believe he said that. He's always trying to defend the men when they don't need defending or when they do something wrong. So they talked about Morgan trusting Ben. And I would never trust that little sniveling bastard ever again. I wouldn't. Then they talk about how her father broke her trust and they don't have a relationship anymore. PC told her to trust Ben because he apologized for spreading lies about her. Then PC asked him about intimacy. And Ben said it was good until the debacle, until he lied about her, spread lies about her. Morgan hit the nail on the head. She told Ben that if she can't trust him not to spread lies about her, Why would she trust him with her body? Exactly. Because if she trusts him with her body, he'll run go tell that too. Ben told her that if he had a time machine, he'd go back in time and not spread lies about her. These aren't his words, these are my words, but that's what he basically said. I gotta turn on the fan. I can never find this freaking remote. Here it is. Okay. And I'm gonna take a sip of my wine. I'm drinking wine. I got my braces done yesterday, and I haven't chewed anything. I've been drinking stuff. I haven't chewed anything, and when I drink from a straw because it just feels better this way. So excuse me while I drink from a straw. Whew, that was good. I haven't chewed anything since I got my braces on. I'm scared. Anywho, yeah, he's talking about if he had a time machine, he'd go back in time and not spread lies about her. If he had a time machine, he wouldn't use it because he wouldn't want to use the electricity up. Anyway, PC told Morgan that that she is in control of the wall that she has built up around herself, and it's up to her to take it down. That's bullshit. I wouldn't take my walls down. Ben would have to prove to me that I can trust him before I get a sledgehammer and take that wall down. But PC puts pressure on Morgan to trust Ben and to start snuggling with him. That's the end of Ben and Morgan. Next up, it's Mitch and Kristen. Mitch and Kristen are in their apartment, and they both say that the apartment is nicer than their apartment. Neither of them have a dishwasher in their apartment. And I hope they figure out how to use it and not break it. Because you can mess up a dishwasher if you don't know what you're doing. So they're getting ready for bed, and Kristen points out that there's a condom on the floor. I guess a condom fell out of Mitch's bags. Mitch confessed that he took the condoms from the hotel room, and Kristen is loving that. That means that, hey, he plans on having sex with me. That's what Kristen is thinking. So they get in bed, and Kristen is just talking about how she sees their relationship, and they are in each other's arms, and they seem happy for now. Next, they go to Mitch's apartment. His apartments have these huge plants, 4 surfboards, an e-bike that he loves. I think it's his way of transportation. It even has a seat for Kristen to ride also. His bathtub is filthy because he claims that he waters his plants in his bathtub. Who does that? He shows her his roller skates, his exercise bands, his water machine. He shows her how the kitchen counter is falling apart. And his stove is filthy. He also has a junky extra room that he uses as a garage. Kristen said in her confessional that she is never coming back there ever again. But his apartment is cute. He just needs to clean the apartment. Just clean it up. It's cute. Next, they go to Kristen's studio apartment, and Luna, her dog, is happy to see her. And somebody had to have been in that apartment taking care of Luna. Luna could not have been in that apartment all by herself this entire time. So somebody was in there. But anyway, she has a basket full of Luna's things, and she's telling Mitch how to take care of the dog. And I think that that's her dog. She should take care of her dog. And if Mitch feels like helping her, then he should help her. But she shouldn't expect him to help her take care of a dog. I would not want to all of a sudden have to take care of a dog. I would not want that. I would have to tell the expert I want to be matched up with someone that has no pets. You know, I wouldn't want to have to take care of a pet if I don't have a pet, you know. Even if I have a pet, maybe I won't want somebody who has a pet too, you know. Even though I love kittens and puppies, that don't mean I want to take care of them. Mitch doesn't seem impressed with Luna though. I don't think he's impressed with Luna. Next scene, they are in their apartment with Luna, the new apartment, the show's apartment with Luna. And Kristen feeds Luna, and then they sit down for dinner. And the food looks good. Mitch loves it. He's eating it like it's the first home cooked meal he ever had. Anyway, they talk about how good their marriage is going. And Kristen tells him that she likes going to bed with him and waking up next to him and cooking for him. She asked him if he has been in love before, and he said no. After dinner, they sit on the couch, and Kristen gives him a card with some nice words on it. And then she gives him some coupon. The first coupon is a yes day where Mitch gets to decide what they do, and Kristen says yes to everything. The second coupon is too explicit for him to read, so he didn't read that. The third coupon is a bubble bath that expires tonight, that night. Kristen is basically telling him that she wants to have sex with him. That's all that is. But I say Mitch needs alcohol in order to get frisky. So he pours them a glass of wine, and then they go into the bathroom and lock poor Luna out. Okay, the next scene is PC comes over and he insults Luna. He said Luna is a face only a mother could love. Luna has a face only a mother could love. How dare him? He's a little bit crooked. How dare him insult Luna in her own home? That's rude. His face is a face only a mother could love. With his shiny bald head, his 4 eyes, his big nose, his thin top lip, his gremlin's ears, and his crooked fingers, and he bites his nails. The nerve of him. Don't be talking about the pets. So Mitch explains his negative feelings in the beginning of the relationship to PC. I'm calling PC. PC is Pastor Cal, in case anybody forget. PC is Pastor Cal. Okay. Kristen told PC that the marriage is better than she thought it would be, and she told him that they consummated the marriage. And PC almost jumped up into the backflip. He was like, yeah! I was like, really, Pastor? Mitch told him that they are not making long-term plans. He was like, hold up now. Just because we consummate this marriage, that don't mean we're making any long-term plans. Calm it down. Just because she gave me a home-cooked meal and some wine and some sex, it doesn't mean we're making a long-term commitment here. Calm it down. Kristen told PC that she does not want to commit herself and then have Mitch leave. And PC asked Kristen, why does she think that Mitch would leave? And Kristen told PC that Mitch told her that he doesn't want to feel pressured. And PC told Mitch, what does that mean? PC asked Mitch, what does that mean? And Mitch basically told him that he doesn't want to do what everybody expects him to do. He wants to do what he wants to do. So right now he's feeling her. Tomorrow he may not be feeling her. He don't want nobody pressuring him, telling him what he needs to do and what he shouldn't be doing. You know, he just want to live his damn life. That's basically what he's saying. PC asked them if they talked about finances. And Kristen said no. Mitch said he doesn't have anything to hide, and he already told us. I bit my tongue a few minutes ago. Oh, just bit my tongue. I got to get used to these damn braces. Anyway, Mitch had already told us that he doesn't make a lot of money. And there's nothing wrong with not making a lot of money. I don't make a lot of money, but I take care of myself. With what I make, I'm able to take care of myself. I'm able to get these funky braces. My car broke down the other day. I was able to pay almost $2,000 to get it fixed. You know, I don't make a lot of money either, but I'm able to take care of myself and I'm able to live comfortably. So you don't have to be rich in order to live a nice, comfortable life, you know? So it's nothing wrong with him not making a lot of money. I don't make a lot of money either, okay? I have a damn mortgage to pay. Freaking car just broke down. The daggone braces. the bills keep coming. And I'm not rich, you know? You just gotta manage your money right. And I don't even manage my money right that wonderfully. But, you know, I make a decent living and I'm able to take care of myself, thank God. But anyway, Mitch whispers to Kristen his income, and she said, okay. Then she whispers her income to him, and he said he knew she made more than he did. And I don't mind being with someone who makes less than me as long as he helps with the bills. You know, you can't live for free. You got to pay something. You got to help with the bills. Pay some of the mortgage, pay some of the electricity, pay cable, pay something. You got to pay something. Help with the food. You got to pay something. You can't live for free. You know? So I don't mind if I don't mind being with a guy that makes less than me. I don't even make that much, but I don't mind being with somebody that makes less than me. So Mitch yells out that she makes twice as much as he does. So PC asks Kristen how does she feel about Mitch's income. Kristen says as long as he is not in debt, she's fine with it. Mitch said he is not threatened by Kristen making more money than him. PC asked them about kids. Kristen said they have not spoken about kids. Mitch said he would want to have kids in the next couple of years. Kristen said in the next year. Why is it that way? Last episode, Mitch said he wanted kids in 2 or 3 years, and Stacia said she wanted kids in a year. Now Kristen is saying she wants kids in a year, and Mitch is saying he wants kids in a couple of years. Why do women always want kids now, and the men always want to wait 2 or 3 years? Why is it like that? I don't know. So PC told them that love is a choice. And people say that all the time, and I don't understand what the hell they're talking about. How is love a choice? I think PC is trying to force the people on this show to love each other. I think that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to force them to love each other. But Mitch is not feeling what PC is putting down. Mitch told PC, I've only known her for 2 weeks. I'm not in love with her. Those weren't his exact words, but that's what he meant. Those are my words. But he's still trying to force Mitch into falling in love with Kristen. He told Mitch that he will be in love before he realizes it. That's not true. What about other couples before this episode? Well, what about the couples from last season? None of them fell in love with each other. None. Okay? And I knew Steve was a brokey. I don't like to say that, but I knew Steve didn't have money like he was trying to act like he did. And I knew him and Noah would break up because when they was doing the reunion, was it the reunion? It wasn't a reunion. They were on stage talking after the show had ended. Noah looked miserable. The look on her face, everybody was smiling and happy, but the look on her face, she looked miserable. And I knew she was not happy, and I knew it wasn't going to last. Anywho, he told Mitch he would be in love before he realized it. That's not true. And Mitch is not on board with that, and neither am I. It's written all over Mitch's face. Mitch is not, he does not see himself with Kristen in the long run. He doesn't. You can see it all over his face. He wasn't happy. Just because you have sex with somebody doesn't mean you want to spend the rest of your life with them. It doesn't matter how much she cook. It doesn't matter how much alcohol she give him. It doesn't matter how many bubble baths she gives him. If he is not having feelings for her, then he's not having feelings for her. And that's the end of that. That's the end of Mitch and Kristen. Next, it's Alexis and Justin. Alexis and Justin are in their apartment. Justin liked that the ceilings are high so that he doesn't hit his head on the ceiling fan. They both want their dogs to come to the apartment. They both talk about the dogs not getting along, and Justin seems most worried about that. Next, they go to Alexis' apartment. When they get there, she shows Justin her paintings and arts and craft. She shows him her overcrowded, messy closet, and they start talking about Newton, Alexis' dog, and she gets upset because Justin had the audacity to call Newton a dog. Alexis told him that Newton is not a dog, he is her child. Alexis is ridiculous. Next, they go to Justin's apartment. Justin sits on the couch and he pats the couch beside him, and his dog, what's her name? Maya jumps up on his, oh, that's so cute. But he wasn't talking to Maya, he was talking to Alexa. But what he should have done, Justin, is let Alexa sit down first, and then you sit down. Being a gentleman, you offer her a seat first and then you sit down. He pat the couch, and she didn't like the fact that he pat the couch for her to sit down. She's so ridiculous. Anywho, Alexis says to Justin that they are in the kitchen, living room, bedroom all at once. Why is she ragging on his apartment? That is called a studio apartment, Alexa. Don't act like you've never seen one before. I don't know why she's throwing shade on his apartment. I did notice that this episode, they started putting everyone's profession below their names, but they didn't do that for Justin. And I'm curious to know what he does for a living, because he works from home. I think Alexis is going to realize that Justin is not up to par, and she's going to check out on the relationship, because she said he's too tall. She complains that he's too tall. She complains that he's too sensitive. She complains that she makes more money than him, and now she's ragging on his apartment. Anyway, he gives her a little tour. Then they go out on the balcony, and they can hear the planes going overhead, and that's a problem for her. She don't like that. Alexis is not impressed with Justin's apartment. And then Justin also has a cat. And Justin is worried about how Maya, his dog, is going to react to Alexis' dog, Newton. It's an ugly name. I have an uncle named Newton. Sorry, Newton. They arrive. That's an ugly name for a dog. It's a weird name for a dog. I guess she's trying to make him seem special or rich or I don't know. They arrive at the new apartment with all the pets. Alexis have Newton off his leash, he's walking around while Justin has Maya on a leash, and he's holding the leash. Maya is snarling at Newton. So you know these two, it's going to take a while for them to get to like each other or get along. Because Maya is snarling at Newton. Maya don't like that damn Newton. Alexis allows Newton to roam around while she puts up her disgusting naked photo or painting. Then Newton snaps. He snaps at Naya. Newton sneaks up on Maya. And then Maya showed him what was up. Maya bit him in the face and bit, close to his eye. And Newton starts screaming and crying. And Alexis runs in and picks up Newton, talking about what happened. What happened was that you left, you took Newton, you left Newton off his leash to roam around like he owned the house. Your precious little dog, you took him off the leash and had him roam around the house and ignored him. That's what happened. You left him unsupervised. And he got his ass handed to him. So Justin put Maya in another room, and Alexis calls the vet because now Newton is bleeding from the eye. And Alexis is pissed. She's not yelling and screaming or anything, but you can tell she's pissed. Justin offers to go to the vet with her, and she said no. And Justin starts to cry because he blames himself for what happened. But I blame Alexis. I blame her. She had her dog roaming around off a leash unsupervised in a new place with a new dog. Huge dog at that. So her and Newton, they leave out and they go to the vet. Next we see Alexis and Newton. Newton is okay. He has a cone around his head. And he has to wear it for a week. And Maya's punishment is they take her away to training for 2 weeks. And next we see Justin driving, and we finally see his job title at the bottom. And he's a digital marketing specialist. I don't know what that means. Maybe he does sales over the phone. Maybe he does customer service over the phone. I don't know. Anywho, Justin is taking Maya to training. And we see a clip of Alexis and Justin talking in the apartment, and Alexis is manipulating Justin. Like I said, last episode, I said that's what she was going to do. Use him as a little puppet and manipulate him. She's manipulating Justin just like I said she would. And she's telling Justin that she is afraid that Maya will attack her too. So Justin takes Maya to a horrid place where there's 1,000,001 dogs locked up in cages. And they lock Maya up in a cage and leave her there. Talking about it's for training. It's sad and it's unfair, and I think Alexis is a hard person. If I had a choice between Alexis and Maya, Maya would win hands down. Next, PC comes for a visit. Pastor Cal comes for a visit and asks about the dogs. Alexis told PC that Justin assured her. Well, first she said he lied to her. But she said he assured her that Newton would be okay, and Newton got attacked. Well, she said he lied to her because he didn't tell her off the bat that Maya got into conflicts with other dogs. But Justin said the reason Maya got into conflicts with other dogs was because they antagonized her, and that's what Newton did. Newton antagonized her, so she attacked. But I think Newton got attacked due to Alexa's neglect. And she blames Justin for the whole thing, for her incompetence. Alexa said that Justin didn't tell her that Maya had been in other conflicts. And Justin said Maya got in conflict with other dogs who antagonized her. In my opinion, I felt that Newton antagonized Maya. And Alexis basically calls him a liar because I guess he omitted to tell her at the time that Maya got into conflicts with other dogs. I want Justin to leave Alexis so that her and Newton can just live their lives together happily ever after. Alexis blames Justin for the entire incident, and he starts to cry and blames himself for the attack. She manipulates him. PC told Justin not to beat himself up, and they need to figure out a way to handle the conflict. Yeah, the way they decided to handle the conflict was to punish Maya and put her in a cage, lock her up in a cage, all by herself, looking lonely and scared. I think there is no figuring it out. If Alexis can't take some blame for what happened, there's no figuring out. She needs to take some blame for what happened. But PC gave good advice. He said we are all humans and we make mistakes and we have to give leeway for mistakes. PC asked Alexis what does she need from Justin. And Alexis said communicate with her, whether she wants to hear, whether it hurts her feelings or not. And Justin told her he can do that. Justin said he needs Alexis to give Maya another chance. She don't want to give Maya another chance. She don't want Maya to come back. She said, I thought we discussed this. I thought Maya wasn't coming back, is what she says. Alexis says she's having a hard time trusting what Justin says, and if Maya continues to be aggressive, then she's leaving. I say, bye. That's what I say. Last but not least is Lindy and Miguel. They are in their apartment, and Miguel tells Lindy that he is allergic to cats. And, of course, she has a cat. Lindy asks him if he takes medication for his allergy, and Miguel told her he doesn't take medication. He just excludes cats from his life. Then he tells her that he was kidding. He's not allergic to cats. And he had me going. He had me going there for a minute. Because I'm a cat person. And if I had to choose Miguel or a cat would win. So Miguel started talking about decision day. And Lady told him not to ever mention decision day again. She said to her, decision day is an end. Miguel says he brings it up because it's something they have to think about. And I agree with them. Because throughout this whole process, you have to think about if you can be with this person after the cameras go away. So I would always be thinking about decision day. But Miguel agrees not to mention decision day again. The next morning, Lindsay tells us that she just found out that she snores. Miguel is lying beside her, nodding his head like, yep, she snores. And I think this is the 9th day of marriage. How out throughout the honeymoon he didn't tell her that she snores? Wasn't she snoring during the honeymoon? But then he told her, yeah, you snored during the honeymoon as well. Next day, go to Miguel's apartment, and Lindy looks in the refrigerator and was tripping over Miguel's leftover bacon grease. Now, I don't use bacon grease, but I don't see the big deal of him using bacon grease. So he shows her around the area, the area that he works, his convenient little eating area, his workout equipment. He showed her his books on Dungeons and Dragons. He goes into the bathroom, then comes running out at her with this bear outfit on. That would have scared the crap out of me, literally. But Lindsay thought it was funny. He told her it's his alter ego, Beer Man. I would rather him dress up like a Heineken. Right? A Heineken bottle. That'll be my beer, man. B-E-E-R. Anyway, Lindsay thinks it's cute. She's already in love with Miguel in her mind. Next scene, Miguel enters the apartment, their new apartment, with a vase full of flowers, and she is dressed up, and she said she hadn't seen him all day. Then he cooks dinner. That was nice, Miguel. Sure. He he comes home from work and cooks dinner for her while she's sitting on her ass not doing anything. Lindy is a lazy ass. She doesn't work. She works 2 days a week, and then she sits on her ass, do nothing. So they talk about their relationship and how Miguel has changed his mind, changed his thought process about not knowing how he's feeling, not knowing how he's going to be feeling until the end of the process. And he said he's just going to be himself and just go along for the ride. Now, they're calling Decision Day Renewal Day. And they seem happy. For now. Next, PC comes over. Pastor Cal comes over for a visit. He asks them, how is the marriage? And Lindsay told PC that she has a crush on Miguel and can't wait to come home to see him. And everything is fun and funny. But she wants to see how they resolve conflicts, because they haven't had that yet. PC told her that conflicts will come. Believe you me, conflict will come. Miguel said he went in thinking that he'll suffer through for 8 weeks. But now he doesn't even think about the 8 weeks. And I call bullshit. I think Miguel is trying to look good for the audience. I don't think Miguel likes Lindy. I just don't think he likes her. PC asks Lindy what does she need from Miguel to feel as though the marriage will last. Lindsay basically said, I didn't understand what she was talking about. She said to Miguel that if he feels like there is a problem, keep it to himself. Don't tell me. Huh? What? Where's she going? I don't understand what she's talking about. Miguel told her no. He said he has done that in the past and kept things to himself and keep it bottled up, and then he ends up checking out. PC gave good advice. He told Miguel that when there is a problem, if you talk to her about it in a nice way, things will be all right. And Lindsay told him again to keep his feelings to himself. If he's feeling some type of way about her, don't tell her. Keep it to yourself. That's what Lindsay told him. And Miguel said, no. He says, I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling, what's going on in my head. I'm going to tell you. And PC just came in there and effed up their happy home, because they were happy. And now they're not so much happy. Well, that is the end of the episode. This is the end of my review. Thank you for bearing with me with my metal mouth and the way I'm talking. Princess Sonapil here. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next week with another review. Bye.